Disclaimer: this video is educational in nature and is not financial advice. Trading involves risks, and do your own research before making decisions. How can a beginner understand trading and not get lost at the very beginning? I remember very well what I went through 10 years ago. There was too much information, not enough action, and plenty of mistakes. But it was one right step that was the turning point for me. My name is Evelyn. Over the past 10 years, I have studied trading in depth and analyzed different approaches. Thanks to this experience, I have formed a strategy that has shown good results throughout 2024. Today, I want to show you what a clear step-by-step action plan looks like, which is based on real knowledge and not on randomness. The strategy I use every day is built to be accessible and understandable even to those just starting out on their journey. If you are at the beginning of a new path, this video can help you avoid a ton of common mistakes and save you time. Stay to the end and you'll see how you can build your work systematically without chaos and unnecessary fuss. Are you ready? Then let's go! By the way, I recently held a series of training meetings for new members of my community. I told them how to effectively analyze data on short time frames. And our community has long since become more than just a blog. It's a useful place for those who want to grow in data analysis with me. Every day I share my trading process live. You can see how I analyze data, understand how I make decisions, and apply it to your work. 3 times a day, I have live meetings where I show you in detail how I operate, why I make certain decisions, and how you can use it. If you value your time and want to learn how to understand information clearly and calmly, it's all there in my community. It's like learning with me, only online. Where else can you get this opportunity? Follow the link in the pinned comment and join. I look forward to it. Now, let's get to the fun part. Okay, friends, here comes my favorite part. We start with 25. Now we're going to pick pairs. Okay. Ready to go. Let's move on to the analysis tool. I'm going to use the MACD because it helps determine the general direction of the move and potential points where things might change. Now I'm going to adjust the colors of the lines to make it easier to see. I can't wait to get started. Let's go. So let's look at the first pair. I see a certain price value, and before it, there was a horizontal movement. This can often indicate a possible overcoming of this value and further upward movement. The analysis tool shows an upward direction and the current value closed at this level with a small deviation. Taking into account all these factors, I expect a breakdown of the level and further upward movement. Watching. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, I see a certain value. The value has approached this market several times without significant returns and pulled back each time. I assume that the next approach will be a retracement as activity has increased and is ready to move on. The analysis tool confirms this, showing a possible upward reversal. Let's keep going, folks. Stop here. I see a level the price approached with momentum. This can often indicate a possible retracement or temporary crossover. The level is not showing much activity, so I decide to go for a bounce down. I like it, but don't relax. So let's see what's here. I see some value. The indicator approached this value gradually, without sudden movements, with small returns. This may indicate a preparation for overcoming. The analysis tool shows an upward direction, and after a small move away from this value, I assume an upward movement. Alright, let's keep going. Understanding how a chart moves is the basis for everyone who is just starting out. But the most valuable thing is to have someone with experience around you who can explain, guide, and advise you, especially when the market behaves in a non-standard way. This is why I regularly analyze real situations with my subscribers, show them what to pay attention to, and how to act in different scenarios. This is not dry theory. It is a practical approach that can help you get into the process faster. When a professional professional is around, everything becomes easier. You begin to see the logic in what is happening and feel more confident in analyzing it. And it certainly saves time. Many participants say that in just a few days they are already getting useful guidelines for their work. If you want to give it a try, don't delay. The link to my community is already waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Join and start to understand trading together with the community. And we are moving forward. The value returned to the previous mark after initially moving away from it. After the indicator fixed beyond this mark, I assume a further upward movement. Moving on, folks. Okay, let's take a look at our pairs. No, back to this one. After overcoming, I see that the indicator has stopped near a certain value and is not moving further yet. I pay attention to the analysis tool and notice that its elements start to decrease, despite the upward movement. This may indicate a possible trend change. I assume that the indicator will return beyond this value, suggesting a downward movement. Nice to see my strategy working. Keep the momentum going. So let's see. The general direction of movement is upwards, with intermediate values being overcome. After a quick rise, the indicator stopped for a while and then continued upward, overcoming the previous value. Now we see a similar situation with a new stop, and I assume that the current value will be passed. The analysis tool also points to a possible continuation of the upside as its direction. Okay, working. No longer surprising, let's keep going. As I said, the price returned behind the level, the analysis tool turned downward. Now the indicator returns to the previous value and lingers above it. After the return, expect a bounce back down. Alright, let's work with it now. So, now the indicator is fluctuating in a certain range. And in such situations, it often makes sense to watch the boundaries of this range. The indicator is now near the lower boundary, and I'm assuming an upward movement, expecting further change to be directed upward. Take a look at what we have. It is important to be able to analyze quickly and act immediately, which is what I have now demonstrated. Once you start looking at the process systematically, it becomes much easier to move on. You can see for yourself. Just follow my work live with my subscribers. To be fully understood, I suggest you join our community. At the moment, the entrance is open. There I hold live sessions and share my entry points, which help participants understand how to work with the market in practice. Guys share their impressions every day, write warm words of gratitude, and note how participation in the community helps them to develop. If you are interested in watching the process and understanding it step by step, follow the link in the first attached comment. See you in the community, and now I'll say goodbye and see you soon.